I'm back with some more One Piece. Now, Luffy has finally defeated Lucci. Finally, so that's pretty great. So in this video, I really only want to see one thing happen, and that is, I want to see the crew escape Eni's lobby. But anyway, let's begin. Wait. Yeah, no, that's impressive and all. Don't get me wrong. Where the flip is this pigeon? It was there a moment ago. Like, are we seeing a different timeline? Because I swear, if this pigeon abandoned Rob Lucci after he lost, I'm gonna be pissed. Well, I'm gonna be even more pissed because I'm already pissed. Yeah, but he's not any pirate. He's freaking Monkey D. Luffy. Remember the name. Oh, there's the pigeon. There you are. What the flip were you doing? What is this? Like, what are you, surrendering? Like, what is going on? I don't even know why I care this much about the pigeon. But regardless, with Usopp in particular, yeah, good moment. But you probably shouldn't be that happy. I mean, yes and no. Like, I understand why you're happy, but like, everyone expected Luffy to win because he's the GOAT. What the flip is this pigeon doing? Oh, I'm sorry. They're playing the emotional. I'm sorry, pigeon. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll let the pigeon stuff slide for now. I'm sorry. That was a beautiful moment. I'm sorry, pigeon. Maybe it's the beautiful music kicking in. It's not for the pigeon, but it made me sympathetic to the pigeon. I need to look up this soundtrack after and just listen to it routinely. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Okay, he's wheezing. Can somebody get the man some food, some water immediately? Like, please. Like, pigeon, you're not doing anything useful. Wait, what? What do you mean, Zoro? What the flip do you mean? I need to calm down. I'm sorry. But Zoro, like, you're the one who always has full faith in Luffy. When all the other members of the crew are like, is he gonna pull it out? You're like, never a doubt. He had you worried? No. Not the Zoro I know. Look, where are they? Where are they? Like, I didn't believe for a moment they died. There was a whole, like, extended sequence where it's like, oh my gosh, this is emotional. Like, all of them died. I'm like, in One Piece, really? I'm kind of at that point with One Piece where if a death happens on screen, I'm usually just waiting for, okay, when are you going to reveal they survived? Where the flip did they go? How do you just hide giants? You might want to pick up your weapon. It is a bad idea just to drop your weapon. Like, I get it. It's a big moment. Like, if I'm one of these Marines, I'm like, why the flip did he just drop his weapon? Like, storm him now. But on the other hand, they're probably just so confused because it's like, what the flip is going on? A leopard man just flew out of a building, and then everyone's like, yeah, Rob Lucci lost. Like, the flip? I do like all the different designs. Like, what? Yeah, what? Why the flip would you say anything then? It's a good point. Like, I get it, it's more so for our characters. How do you just hide giants? They're giants, it's in the name. You know, to be honest though, these vice admirals have kind of let me down. Like, I get it, they're in command, but if anything, they've done more damage to their own men. Like that one vice admiral who shot an innocent Marine who just, like, asked a question. It was even, like, a good question, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't fire on our own ship with our own Marines? Like, maybe you guys should get off your asses and actually do something. I love the fact that they were like, wait, they survived? Like, wait, so you mean to tell me not seeing a single body means that maybe those bodies are actually still alive and they're elsewhere? Who would have known? I would still get those. Oh, Polly coming in clutch. I don't even need to see it yet. There's no frickin' way. The fact that people are still playing with me where it's like, oh no, Polly doesn't even have a devil fruit. He doesn't. And I know that's probably like Oda messing around. Like, does he not? Probably not. Like, hey, I don't even care at this point. The ridiculousness is just insane. Like, this is a man who was just like, oh yeah, let me pull out all these ropes from somewhere. Okay, that was fortunate. It almost looks like webs, like he's Spider-Man, like. What are the Vice Admirals going to do? I swear if the Vice Admirals just kind of let our crew escape easily, like I'll be fine with it, but I'll also be kind of disappointed, like what did you do? Because at least with the last Buster Call, you had Aokiji back when he was a Vice Admiral, obviously a cool character, and then you had Sakazuki, who is like maybe the most hardcore guy I've ever seen in the Marines, which there is an element of me that kind of likes that, because it's like, okay, this is a Marine that doesn't play around. Like, I kind of like that, because it makes the Marines scarier, and people are like, yeah, no, remember that dude, because he's going to be important. But regardless, none of these Vice Admirals here so far have really differentiated themselves, and I'm like, please, just give me like a couple of characters that it's not that I want to root for them, but I'm just like, do something. Okay, here's a question I have though. For people when they were first watching or reading this, did you like have a doubt that they survived? Did you think that maybe they died? Was this like a fake out for you? Not really? I don't know. Yeah, that's not good. Wait, how freaking long have you been dangling? I mean, to be fair, he was pretty cool, calm, and collected, which I definitely liked in that moment, because instead of like, you know, mourning in that moment, he kind of understood like, okay, it's not the time for that. Like, sure, he was probably going through all of it, but he was like, okay, he called out to Luffy. He was like, Mugiwara! Like, we're waiting for you. Come on, win. You know, it's a pretty good thing that all the Marines here are like, yeah, we'll just let them have a moment. I'm not even upset by that, thanks. Okay, you're a lot of talk guy, and I need you to do something. Do something. It's not even that I'm rooting for them, but come on, do something. Other than shoot your own men. Okay, that was kind of majestic, I'm not gonna lie, just like the moving around. Okay, thank you, at least someone has the right idea. Again, like sometimes I come across like I'm rooting against our crew's interests. I'm just like, regardless of what side you're on, I just want you to be as logical as possible. I've been screaming at all the villains to basically be like, don't ever take your eyes off Luffy, especially if you're fighting him. Like, hey, maybe don't take your eyes off of him for even a second until you're absolutely sure he's dead. Yeah, I mean, he put his body through a lot. Aside from the fact that he's basically been going nonstop for like 48 hours, like doing second gear multiple times, third gear multiple times actually, fighting a bunch of people, taking a beating constantly. It's like, yeah, no wonder he's hurt. Now, he's not as hurt as Rob Lucci, but he's still hurt. Where are his flip-flops? That's my question. Like, does he have spare somewhere? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, look, I get it. You're trying to motivate him. At a certain point, though, like, do you really have to yell at him that much? Like, the dude's been through so much. Like, the rest of you can carry his weight for the rest of the time, right? Like, please. He can't move, though, can he? Is that all he's gonna say? Like, come on, I'm getting kind of pissed off with the Vice Admirals here. Like, do something useful, anything. Okay, no, he can't move. That's not good. Makes sense though, like, he put his body through a ton of stress. Honestly, this is kind of irritating me now with Usopp, because it's like, yeah, he gets it. I know you're trying to motivate him. Clearly he's trying to move, but he can't. And you're not helping the situation. Like, instead of yelling at him, maybe do something more productive. Like anything. Create some sort of a plan where it's like, okay, he can't move. He's trying his hardest. Like, at a certain point, it's like yelling at him won't do anything. Create a plan to be like, hey, let's go and rescue him. The dude took out Rob Lucci. Not to mention, he even took out Balluno. The stuff he's done, he's hard carried the crew so far, at least in my opinion. I'm just frustrated because my boy's being yelled at for winning a fight going up against the strongest member of CP9 in the history of CP9, and he has a guy yelling at him constantly, like, get up, like he's being lazy, not like, hey, buddy, I put my body through some of the most insane stress, and now I can't move. Maybe come and get me. Like, come on. Thank you. Leave it to Nami to actually have, like, a good idea. Like, hey, maybe we should, like, go and pick him up. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the best thing we could do. Okay, finally, is the Vice Admiral doing something? Who knew? What the fuck? Were there still people on this ship? Or did they jump off? Then again, it's Granny Kokoro. She could jump into the water with Chimney and the Bunny Cat and Chomper. Okay, so that kind of, there goes that escape route. I mean, you could take one of their battleships, but I don't know. Sanji's going to open the gates, though, isn't he? Or close the gates, I should say. And then, like, they laid out that the currents would start again, and it would just create all sorts of chaos. What do you mean, besides that one ship? You can't use the other ships? Like, why can't you use some of the other ships? This is what I was saying about maybe you should have taken some hostages, like Spandam. Probably would have been good as a hostage. They wouldn't have fired on the ship, at least I don't think so. Is it Sanji? So what did he do? Did he already, like, push the lever? Or I guess it would be pull the lever? I don't know. Regardless, like, I thought he would have shut the gates. Maybe it takes time. Maybe there's a delay. I don't know. Regardless though, good work, Sanji. I slander Sanji a lot. I want to make it perfectly clear, he is an insanely good character. I really like him. And moments like this show, yeah, just how incredibly valuable he is. You didn't have to drop him like that.
Sanji-kun,
yeah. I don't know, like, is there a time delay? I swear I thought he was going to open the gates. What was he doing then? Or close the gates, I should say. Oh my gosh, really? Okay. You know what, I like that. He cares about hostages. It's not like Rob Lucci there, but regardless, while Lucci does care about hostages, he cares about adding them to his body count. I remember basically saying, like, Lucci could have just killed all the pirates. He didn't even have to kill the hostages. And someone was like, yeah, but then he gets to add them to his body count. Mermaid Kid. What the fuck? Wait, what? That feels like something right out of Pokemon. Is this all you're gonna do is just, like, fire? Wait, you got Marines there. Like, all this guy does, you hit none of the enemy, at least as far as I've seen. Just all the Marines are collateral damage. That guy is actually a secret agent for the Straw Hats. From everything I've seen, he's just like, fire, fire, fire. He's done way more damage to his own side. You can add this guy to the list. Like, just clowns all around. And this guy. And the thing is, Aokiji is the one who this Buster Call is happening under because he lent Spandam his transponder snail. But regardless, the reason I bring him up is because if I'm Aokiji and I hear about this nonsense these vice admirals had been up to, I'm like, oh, every single one of you, get the flip out of the Marines. I was kidding. Oh, look. These two together is just always such a great shot. You know, I thought of making a video really just talking at length about how much I loved just how much I love Zoro and Sanji's relationship, but really more so how much I loved in, what was that one arc called? Long Ring Long Land, sorry. In the Long Ring Long Land arc, how much I loved when they teamed up, because all Zoro had to say was like, hey, cook. Can you lend me a hand for like whatever it was, a minute or something like that? And he was like, sounds like a reasonable amount of time. I love that. That's still one of my favorite moments. Those two working together is just a thing of beauty. The scale of these ships is so massive. They do look kind of funny here. Like, just the shape of them. The first column. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Yeah, no, he'll be fine. Again, if you think that cannon fire even has a chance of eliminating this guy, you're just an idiot. If I'm the Marines, yeah, no. Absolutely destroy this dude, because he is a problem. He is maybe the greatest threat to the entire world. I always go back to this. Aokiji was right. I'm not saying that he should have done it, but when he was like, he was so fine with the Straw Hats, then he looked at them for long enough and he was like, you know what? I've changed my mind. You guys are a threat. Like, I just thought about how much you've done in such a short period of time, and it terrifies me. Like, I better take you out here and now. Oh yes, Robin. Wait, how far can Robin, like, use her powers? Drop him into the sea. What the flip? Into the sea. What does she mean? Why is everyone yelling at him? Like, I get why. But, like, this is the thanks he gets for winning? Like, the very least you could have done is, like, if he's gonna handle the big bad guy, maybe somebody can rescue him after? Like, all I'm saying is, it's not unreasonable. I got your back, Luffy. They're being unreasonable. You stay right there. Oh, I see. I think I see, actually. He's just playing. Because he's like, oh, if I stay here, I wonder if I could survive them absolutely barraging me with all these cannons. He's like, yeah, because then they'll make my name even greater. No, I'm just coping, but still. No, you'll be fine. What the flip? Isn't that the sound of the Buster Call? Oh, it's not. That was the sound he heard right before the Buster Call, so I thought it was associated with the Buster Call. Yeah, it is, right before the Buster Call. Below. What the flip? What the f- Okay, so voices. But I'm assuming it's the Mary. The Mary is showing up. Like, cause the last thing we saw, and it's been so long since I've seen the Mary that I started to forget about it, but it just went out to sea, and I guess, what, like, it came here? Like, the Mary has, like, some sentience, because even when Usopp and Luffy were fighting, there was that moment where, like, the Mary was crying. They all can hear it. She actually called him a reindeer. It's the Mary. I don't like the screeching sound, though. I'll be honest. Anyway, I can appreciate the moment. I'm just saying, like, that sound's not my favorite. Jump into the sea. He's probably like, oh, Mom, what the flip? What the flip is going on? I don't know about this plan. This is still gonna hurt like hell, though. You didn't have to throw Chopper. Like, why the flip would you throw Chopper? Wait. Did the pirates lose their minds? Like, why do they have the assumption that they're of sound mind? Anyone who just attacks an impregnable marine base, like, what makes you think they're not insane to begin with? I love the Zoro grin. Look at everyone. Look at Chimney and the bunny cat's eyes. The bunny cat. Oh, this is a great moment, though. The Mary. It actually showed up, so it's like 100% proof this thing is sentient. Either that, or you just got insanely lucky and then started hearing voices in your head. Anyway, so yeah, kind of a crazy episode. It feels like a lot happened in that episode, because it feels like there were just a bunch of reveals, like, hey, at the very end, there was the Mary scene. The Mary turns up, clearly showing like, okay, yeah, no, it's a crew member, it cares. People were telling me like, oh, you're going to, like, you know, the Mary is going to make you cry and things like that. Because again, I'm assuming that even with the Mary showing up, I mean, it will make it a little harder when eventually they have to say goodbye to the ship for good. Because even though some of the shipwrights were bad, their analysis of the ship was definitely right. But yeah, I mean, even going back to what like the Mary told Usopp, it was like, I can carry you a little bit further or a little bit longer. I'm assuming this was also the little bit. Like the last thing the Mary will do for them is save all of them. And that will be like the send-off. I imagine. Yeah, because like I'll say that. And I mentioned that even when like they got the news that, oh, you needed a new ship. I said like, okay, I was never the most like attached to the Mary. So in the moment, I was like, maybe I should feel worse about this news. I just don't, because like I kind of assumed they would level up with the ships and things like that. But yeah, no, I mean, I guess this will be like a nice final moment is what I'm assuming will happen. Like the last thing the Mary will do will be to save them, to get them off of Enies Lobby. You know, to be honest, after Luffy defeated Lucci, I thought the last part would be the easiest part. This turned out to be a lot harder than I was imagining. And even with this, we're not like fully out of the blue quite yet. Now the arc is winding to a close, so you have to imagine they'll resolve things fairly soon. But regardless, yeah, no, just a bunch of stuff also happened in this episode with Frankie's people being revealed to be alive. Frankie's people and the shipwrights and the giants. Now, as I said, I never had a doubt that they survived. I was curious, like, okay, what happened with them? How do you hide giants? Okay, you dangle them off the side of Enies Lobby, which just goes back to, like, what the flip is Polly doing? Like, how do you do this? But yeah, just seeing how happy the crew was when the Mary turned up, really loved seeing that, because, yeah, it is like a crew member that just turned up. And I mean, hey, all the crew's back together because even Usopp is like, yeah, I'm here. It was a little frustrating at points when everyone was yelling at Luffy. Like, I get why they're yelling at him, but I just felt bad for the guy. Like, hey, I just went through like some of the craziest beatings. I put my body through so much. And now I just have people yelling at me. Like, I'm trying to move, I swear. Stop yelling at me. I know, it wasn't necessarily like the funniest moment, but yeah, Luffy did more than enough. It's nice that the Mary showed up and was able to, or will be able to save them, you have to imagine. But at the same time, yeah, I must admit, I'm still a little disappointed we didn't get to see like some vice admirals actually fight the crew. I'm still a little disappointed in that, not gonna lie. I was hoping to see like at least 1 or 2 skirmishes with the vice admirals in particular. And it was cool to see some of the moments like the crew working together, Sanji showing up. What did Sanji do though? Because I would have sworn he did something with the gates, but I guess not. But maybe it is just like a time delay. You know, like these are big gates. It takes time for them to open and shut. Maybe that's it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.